Jugular here, signing in. This is a video or discussion video talking about all of our favorite subject, The Walking Dead. Yes, The Walking Dead. I wanted to make a video addressing my full opinion of The Walking Dead versus kind of essentially, I guess my last video about the subject was more of releasing info and kind of updating on what was going on with it. The first things first, I want to release, say, the code names were, it was Dr. Jimmy's Character Performance number 8, I believe. That was his Walking Dead one. And for John Murdy, it was Atari 2600 because of the Waka 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 sound from Pac-Man. So, now that that's all out of the way, because I don't think I put all that in my last video, I want to talk about The Walking Dead. And the property itself, there's a lot of speculation, a lot of people happy it's coming back, and a lot of people happy it's not coming back. So what's the deal? What's up with The Walking Dead? What is the deal with it? Well, to my opinion, there's a lot of good and there's a lot of bad that comes with a property such as The Walking Dead. But to essentially give you some numbers, The Walking Dead Season 1, when it first premiered to about 5 million people or so, and it drifted between 3 to 4 million throughout the season. And so, I mean, it's decent numbers, and I didn't really calculate those numbers specifically, but to me that would seem to be a decent box office opening weekend. But as the series has grown and gone into season 2, grew at about between 5 and 8 million viewers, and then season 3 between 8 to 11 million viewers, and then season 4 was like 15. I think the lowest it dropped to was 13, to the highest was like 17 million viewers. Now, 17 million viewers, that equates to about $170 million for a box office opening weekend. If you're accounting and everybody went out to go see the film and paid about $10, about $170 million. That is a phenomenon. That's close to the level that we have for massive superhero movies and summer blockbusters. So it is safe to say that the reason The Walking Dead is constantly returning is because if it was a box office movie, its numbers would be exponential what the average horror film would be bringing in. Now, that being said, why does it keep coming back? Well, like I said, it has grown every season. The fan base has broadened, and because of that, John Murdy and Mike Aiello at Universal Studios Orlando and Hollywood can bring it back to new guests that have not experienced The Walking Dead, nor they've experienced Halloween Horror Nights. It is because it is such a growing property, there's such a new fan base for it constantly, new people watching it, and new people that are going to want to come see it live and in person. Now, for us, the fans, I don't consider myself a part of the little 1%, the super hardcores, but for us that are pretty decent fans, and especially the old school hardcores, a lot of times don't like the fact that this is a property that is coming over and grasping it. So I want to talk about the good and the bad. But the first thing, let's talk about the bad. Because The Walking Dead is such a massive property, it is hard to incorporate it into any storyline or backstory that we would have with an icon like Jack, the caretaker, the Usher, Fear himself, or even Lady Luck. None of them can reign over a property that well as The Walking Dead, because it can't really be, an icon has to be over everything, and it's hard for The Walking Dead to be under anything, especially with its popularity. More people are just aware of The Walking Dead than they are aware of even Jack. So there's number one. We can't really have a cohesive storyline with that really involved. Especially even Legendary Truth is totally overshadowed by icon and a property like this. And the property itself brings in lots of new guests to Halloween Horror Nights. A lot of people that normally would not have any interest in the event itself, which makes a lot of the people that are really into horror and into Halloween events not too happy, because they feel, I'm not sure what it is, but it's a kind of a feeling of like, this isn't your club, you're not supposed to be here. So there's a lot of that, and one of the bad things too is that it also, as we've been kind of informed, that it's been preventing other properties or ideas to come to the event. such as American Horror Story, because of The Walking Dead's massive success. And I can only imagine that there are some movie properties that wouldn't want to come either to play second fiddle to such a massive event as The Walking Dead. Now, all that being said, those are some of the very bad things about a property such as The Walking Dead, and plus, the resources sucks down. But I want to talk about the good things that this property does bring, and a lot of things that I've discussed with my buddy Psycho Massacre Films. Some things me and UK HHN have talked about, the good, bad, and the ugly of this property. There's a lot of good that this property does bring, and I think it can be brought into on 3 words. 1 is money, 2 is attention, and 3 is popularity. Let's talk about money first. The Walking Dead, like I said, if it was a box office summer movie, would bring in about $170 million. That's about 17 million people that are aware of this property. And let's just say about half of them are aware that it's a Halloween Horror Nights. And about a quarter of that want to attend. We're talking about like 2.5 million people that want to come see The Walking Dead. Between 2.5 and 5 million people that are going to come just see The Walking Dead live and in person. That's a lot of people compared to what Halloween Horror Nights usually draws in. Especially if you look back at years like 2011, one of my first years. I remember going on a Friday night, and our Friday night then looked like our Thursday night. Friday nights and Saturday nights and Sundays are ridiculous Halloween Horror Nights since The Walking Dead has come. So it's brought a lot of money in. And also with that money, though, essentially, is that the more money that is dumped into the event because of a property like The Walking Dead, it has helped us afford to pay for houses that maybe not doesn't go straight to The Walking Dead, but it pays for American Werewolf in London. Was not a cheap house to build. Neither was Cabin in the Woods. It has helped get more money and more funding for Bill and Ted and the whole nine, as far as growing character bases and the whole nine. Because of a property like The Walking Dead constantly drawing in newer and more people, it is bringing in lots and lots of money. And that money goes somewhere. It goes to Universal as well, and it's going to help pay for Diagon Alley. I guarantee you that there is money being seeped into that expensive project from Halloween Horror Nights and all the other expansions. But it is helping grow our event and giving us a better product. Okay, so that's what money does for us. Attention. The Walking Dead has brought attention back to Halloween Horror Nights. Halloween Horror Nights, I've grown up in Orlando for a long time. I haven't always gone to the event, but I remember, being very aware of the event, and like when I was a kid, and because of the TV commercials. But the awareness, real super awareness of the event, to me, kind of started going away after Halloween Horror Nights 19, I think, 19 or 18. The event just didn't seem like it was that relevant. 20 and 21 were very irrelevant, and even though 21 was one of my first years going, it just didn't feel like it was that big of a deal. When 22 hit and we found out The Walking Dead and Silent Hill were going to be there, and then obviously last year, 2023, with The Walking Dead, Resident Evil, and Evil Dead, now this year with The Walking Dead, there's been quite a lot of attention brought to this event now. It's reinvigorated. It's brought it definitely, what is Fear said, into the new age of darkness. It has definitely done that for the event. It has made it extremely current and massive once again. So that's attention has been brought back to the event and to the forefront, and like I said, to enable using other properties and more original concepts. Number 3 is the popularity of the event. Every year I go, it seems every night gets more and more crowded. People are constantly searching for the night that's the least crowded, and now there really isn't an uncrowded night. Even Thursday nights are getting crazy. I've never been on a Wednesday night yet, but I might try it this year, because even Thursdays are getting packed. 90-minute waits on a Thursday night's pretty ridiculous. So for anyone that gets frequent Fear passes, I guess you should check out a Wednesday night maybe. But like I said, it's popular. It's an extremely popular event now. September through November, people are going constantly to Halloween Horror Nights. I know last year, a lot of my friends got frequent Fear passes, and we went like 5 or 6 times. And imagine if you have, 8,000 other people that do that on top of everybody else that goes. So it's even, of course, there's more people that have Fear passes now. But the event is extremely popular again. So if I wanted to break it down again, to why the people find the event good or bad. I definitely understand. I can see the reasons why. You want an event that was similar to what you first experienced at Halloween Horror Nights. Now, bear in mind, there's always been IPs at Halloween Horror Nights. Bear in mind, a lot of you forget about that at 22, the inclusion of Marvel superheroes in Jurassic Park and the friggin' Fear Factor, and even at 23, friggin' All Night Dying was all IPs inside. There's always been an IP presence at some point inside. Even 16 had People Under the Stairs and Psycho. I mean, there's always going to be an IP presence involved in Halloween Horror Nights in some way, shape, or form. Whether it has been, I think one of the only really, really original years was 20, which was was supposedly a good year. But I mean, IPs will always have a little bit of a home and a place in Halloween Horror Nights, whether you like it or not. But the original properties, there could be a day that they could come back to their own. Like I said, for those of you that really prefer that, I can understand why you do not like a property like The Walking Dead that is constantly relevant and is such an expanding fan base and is constantly growing in the event. I definitely understand your hatred for it. For me, I don't really see it that much as a bad thing. Maybe it's because I'm a newer fan. Maybe because I am part of the New Age of Darkness group of people that have been attending the event. But to me, I see it as sometimes it's just annoying and that it's constantly getting announced, oh, The Walking Dead is returning, The Walking Dead is returning. But for me, there's only been a couple of really relevant zombie things, and as in recent years, it was Zombieland and then now The Walking Dead. And I would much rather have one of these than because zombies will be involved in some way, shape, or form, maybe not every year, but every other year. I'd rather have it than some bullshit original concept that maybe is not as good, or as something that is for a lesser IP. I would rather have The Walking Dead. It's something that I'm familiar with myself as a fan of the show, but as that everybody else is familiar with as well. But like I said, to me, I see The Walking Dead as a necessary evil and as a good thing, but maybe you don't view it that way. Please leave your comments below what you think about The Walking Dead returning. Absolutely. I think this is a very important subject as Halloween Horror Nights fans to talk about. As far as such a massive IP, and your opinions on whether you think it's good, bad, or it's ugly. So subscribe, rate this video, leave some comments, let me know. As always, I will be updating you on everything that is Halloween Horror Nights, Howl-O-Scream, and horror movies for this summer. And movies in general. But if you want to know more, rate and subscribe. Check out more of my videos. But this is HHN Trogdor signing out, and that's my opinion on The Walking Dead, End of the Line, the new Halloween Horror Nights maze. So come to the event, check it out, and I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.